Well, welcome to the back 40. It's been a busy morning. I got my beds put in and they're filled. So I filled the bottom of these with about 3 inches of 1 year old composted wood chips. And then on top of that, I put in some compost, cocoa coir, some vermiculite, some perlite, and I did not put any fertilizer in it. So today I'm hoping to get these planted. The other thing that happens today is I need to stabilize these. So this is 1/2 inch PVC pipe. This is 3/4 inch PVC pipe. I'm going to pound these into the ground and then these will fit right inside. So they'll really stabilize nicely. They won't be flopping around. I am going to run vertically or horizontally a couple more pieces of PVC pipe. So when I get it all done, I will be back to update everybody on what's going on. 15 pounds of potatoes to get in the ground. The potatoes I decided on this year, I planted a variety called Eve last year. They were the most buttery, melt in your mouth potatoes I've ever grown. So I got 5 pounds of those. I picked up 5 pounds of Kennebec, which also store pretty good. But the big one for storage that I like is Norland. They seem to keep the best. I opted out of Yukon Golds this year, although they're a really heavy producer, but that whole area is getting potatoes. So, and I'm not putting them in raised beds this year. They're going right in the ground. Um, but today, the goal is to get all the brassicas in these beds. If I get to the end of the day and I have enough time, I'd like to get a third bed installed over here. So that's the goal. I also have all the lumber now to finish off the top of my fence. And I realized after I got the top boards up, it looks way better with a bottom board. So I but I'm thinking of installing that next month. The goal right now is get everything in the ground. I feel like it's the Super Bowl of garden season. Um, Yesterday we were at 28 degrees with the wind chill. So yesterday I rendered 10 pounds of lard. That's in the freezer. I can start making pie crusts again. But so it's been 2 days on, 2 days off. The weather, it looks like now we're out of that really cold, freezing weather, which I hope it stays away, and we will go into more spring-like weather, which would be great. So that's what's going on in the back. Good morning, everybody. Well, I am still building beds. I am going to take everybody on a tour to show you everything that's going on here. Um, feel like we're in the next phase of the apocalypse. I did sit on a really great Ohio State Zoom conference last Friday, I think it was, and Dr. Ian Sheldon was the speaker and talked how tariffs are going to impact our food prices and specifically farmers at the Ohio State level, more importantly, the national level, and even more importantly, the international level, and how we will not be recovering from this. And it just made me go out and buy more potatoes. So it was an hour and a half lecture. We got to the end and they asked if anyone had questions. There were 65 people on the call, and we all sat there speechless. Nobody had questions. We thanked him for his time, and then I think we all left the Zoom conference and really put our heads down. And it took me all weekend to digest everything that he said. They are going to release this, I think, on YouTube. When it drops, I'll let everybody know. It is worth listening to. He monitors the world markets and how far these tariffs are taking our farmers out of business and how far down we're dropping and how they might not be able to buy seed next year unless Congress intercedes and supplements them, which they've done in the past. So this Congress, I don't have a lot of hope for them doing much of anything. They're pretty impotent right now. But anyway, what's more important is that everybody gets something in the ground. I don't care if you live on a balcony. I don't care if you have a little tiny square space. Throw some seeds in the ground. We are going to start back here. I've put 4 of these cement block beds in. The block I'm sitting on is going to be for my water barrels. I had to remove my water barrels last year because I had a gas line put in, and I decided I'm only going to put two back there, and then I have five more that I can put on the side of my garage. And then I'm picking up a 275 IBC tote this weekend. It was really hard to find IBC totes at a reasonable price that were food grade, but 275 gallons should help me quite a bit. I would prefer not to run chlorinated water. Our water is all chlorinated, and it impacts my sewer bill. So if I can collect water now and have it get me through the dry spells we usually get in the middle of the summer, yay. And I'm going to mulch very heavily with wood chips and chopped leaves. I've been raking leaves. I have planted my 15 pounds of potatoes, so I'll explain what's going on there. So let's get started on the tour. Okay, so this is my back area, and Friday I planted Chinese cabbage, some regular cabbage, some bok choy. The hoop house is still cooking. These are all my blueberry bushes. They're budded up. I transplanted these last fall. I don't know if we're going to get berries. Some of them have blossoms though, so we'll see. Blackberries are against the fence. And then over here we have bok choy, kale, more Chinese cabbage. This is a lettuce called Winter Destiny, and I have peas coming up. They're not showing yet. This is my raspberry patch. So that's coming along nicely. Lots of suckers. So I'm going to come in and really hack some of those back. This area had been all trees. This is my 15 pounds of potatoes I planted. So I removed all the wood chips. And the wood chips were sitting there about a year. I removed all of those and I laid down more dirt, compost. And over the top of that, this is organic alfalfa pellets. That's the brown stuff you're seeing. It's almost 100% nitrogen. And because wood chips leach nitrogen out of the soil, I decided to add that. I put a little bit of organic fertilizer over the top. Those are irises that are planted with them. This is comfrey, digitalis, a few more berry bushes. On the fence, I have a black raspberry going. I have some honeyberries growing in the back. What else is in there? Sage, more honeyberries, also daisies and some perennials. The back of the bed has asparagus in it, asparagus and a couple more blueberries. Um, and then if I go to this side, and I can give you a peek these are the new trees I've planted. So this is a Liberty apple, a Fuji apple. This is a damson plum, an Italian prune plum, and I had looked long and hard for one, and I finally found one. This is a superior plum. My peonies are coming up. Peach trees. This is my compost mess that has to be cleaned up shortly. Um, this is horseradish, and I wish I had not planted it here, but I didn't know I was going to be putting in a hoop house. So the hoop house is looking good. We are eating tons of lettuce. Uh, and I put my marigolds out here because I ran out of room in the house, and we went down to 28 degrees a couple days ago, and they got the tops. The roots are fine. I think once they get in the ground, they'll be okay, but they're definitely suffering. South African plants do not always do well in northeastern Ohio. so so that's the hoop house. This is the way back tour, and now we'll go up to the front.